to talk or not to talk? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. That's a little Russ the Tar Heel Shakespeare for you. Let's huddle up and talk about it.
You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, college football and basketball family? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ the Tar Heel, and in this huddle, baby, I want to examine the age-old question. Is talking crap during an athletic competition a good thing or a bad thing, man? So let's have a big boy conversation about this as it pertains to sports. Now, listen, if you are a limp-wristed softy that allows words to pierce your stinking heart and get you sitting and crying in the corner, this might not be the video for you. And on the flip side of that, if you're some silly-eyed psychopathic weirdo, bro, you're probably going to end up calling me a liberal, man. So whatever. This is probably not the video for you as well. But if you're one of the normal people in this world, let's have a stinking conversation about this. And just so you know, it's okay to agree to disagree on some of these things, man. I'm just going to give you guys my 2 cents. Now, this topic has come back to light in the triangle after the last football and basketball matchup between NC State and the University of North Carolina. Now, NC State came to Chapel Hill and they beat the Tar Heels 35-30 a couple of months ago on the stinking gridiron. And then they proceeded to, they attempted to plant the flag for like the second or third time on Carolina's 50. And J.J. Jones stole the flag, and then he chucked it into the stinking stands. And a physical confrontation ensued after that. Just last night, Carolina beat State in Raleigh 63-61 on the stinking hardwood, where Jalen Washington blocked the game-tying field goal. He collects the rebound, and as the horn sounded, he proceeds to throw the upside-down Wolfie at the bench. Elliot Cadeau's right there beside him doing the same thing, man. And it prompted a couple of expletives from the bench-warming Wolfies on that side of the bench. Now, listen. Here's my personal take on the issue, okay? And this is the same things that I teach my son. And if you don't like it, you can stick and kick rocks, bro. That's, my prerogative as a father, and it's exactly the kind of same thing that my dad told me. Now, there's two kind of schools of thoughts right here, right? A lot of people, and I've played for coaches from both sides. There is the school of thought that says, hey, act like you've been there before, right? You score a touchdown, you toss the ball back to the referee, you jog back to the huddle, and you don't say anything. And I understand that side of things. I really do. Act like you've been there before. That's a guy who's very secure in his ability, right? That's indicative of a very mature individual. I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing that at all. And any kid that does that and takes that approach, hey, fantastic, okay? That's your prerogative. On the flip side of things, on the far-reaching end, okay, is, where we talk about something that I would have an issue with, is, the kind of crap talking where guys are making tackles or they're getting a pick or something, and then they're pulling out rifles and air shooting people, like they're murdering them. I don't think that's stinking cool, bro. I don't think it's cool at all. I think it's distasteful, and that's not how you celebrate on the football field, right? You don't mimic, shooting arrows and hitting people in the stinking face and blowing their head off with Uzis and stuff like that. It's not cool. It's distasteful, and it's not good for the young men who are watching it because I just don't like it. Now listen, there is the school of thought also where people say, hey, it's entertainment. That's all it is, and you should be able to decipher the difference between entertainment and real life, right? These kids are when they pull out their AR-15 and they're bop, 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 bop at people, they're not telling you to go out and do that in the street, right? They're just, they're entertaining, right? That's just them talking some stinking crap. I still don't like it, and I don't think that it should be a part of the game. So, if I'm okay with this side, and I'm not okay with this side, a lot of people might say, well, you know, Russ, are you saying that you shouldn't talk crap at all? I'm not going to say that. And I'll tell you why I'm not going to say that, because I personally used to talk a ton of crap. Now, this is what I'll say. I never was the first person to start talking. Never. That's just not how I did. I was never the first person to start talking. But once you started talking to me, oh, you can best believe that not only am I going to start talking to you, but as soon as I stink and get you, whether it be breaking you down on a route, breaking you down in the open field, getting six on you, if I cross you over and then step back and bang a three in your face and you're over here, oh yeah, buddy, I'm letting you know that you just stinking got. Now, that's what I'm doing. That's the extent of things. And then I'm moving on to the next play, right? If I come on a safety blitz and I meet you in the hole and I blast you and then I get up and flex, yeah, I'm all for it. I am all stinking for that, because that's what's great about football, especially we're talking about football, right? Get up, flex on him, let him know that play right there, okay, you were more man than he was man. That's just the way that I personally look at it, okay? You can agree to disagree. Now, it doesn't mean that you might not get me on the next play. So what I will say is, if you're going to talk, you better be able to stink and back it up. And if you get got, guess what you do? You stink it, hey, pat on the ass, hey, hell of a play, bro. And then you make sure that crap never happens again, right? That's what you do. That's what you do. I think that trash talking is a great part of the game, as long as it doesn't become physical. That's when it's ridiculous. And I'm talking about from the player's perspective, talking about coaches. We got the time where one of Carolina's coaches just hauled off and, stole, that's what we used to say back in Fayetteville, just stole them, right? NC State coach, right in the stinking grill. And while it's comical to a certain extent, it's so poor, it's just poor judgment. There's no need for it to ever become physical. The physicality happens between the whistles, right? That's when the physicality of this thing is supposed to transpire. And, when the whistle blows, bro, you move on to the next stinking play. And like I said, that's after you get your little stinking flex in if you made a hell of a play or something like that. So I'm all for it. I'm all stinking for the flex, throwing up the stinking muscles, guys stinking celebrating together, locking arms. I love that. It's great for camaraderie, and it's one of the things that makes college football and college basketball great. If I stinking, which I was never one that could dunk like that, but if I'm the type of guy that's going to come down the lane and I'm punching on you, you expect me to just turn around and act like nothing happened? No. That's just me. Now, if you do that, I don't have a problem with it. I remember Danny Green dunking on Paulus, one of the greatest dunks in Carolina history, and he just, he kind of gave, a little smirk down the floor, a little, yeah, I got him, but he didn't really flex on him. Hey, that's fine. That's cool. But I don't have a problem when you, in the spirit of competition, when you let somebody know, hey, right here in this little battle, this one play, the battle that happened within this war, this 60-minute war, this 40-minute war, whether it be college football or college basketball, bro, let them stinking know that they're not on your level. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with it, man. Talk your stinking trash as long as you can back it up. And simultaneously, like I said, if you get got, once you stinking be a man, take it on the chin, and then you move on to the next play, and you make sure that mess never happens again. So, a lot of people were calling me a hypocrite because of my stance on the NC State, planting the flag at Carolina. And, it's kind of ridiculous because I'm pretty sure that I alluded to very clearly that I didn't have a problem. You know, obviously as a fan, I don't want NC State planting their flag on Carolina's 50-yard line. It's disrespectful, right? But at the same time, they won. And if Carolina beat NC State, guess what? I wouldn't even necessarily have a problem with them planting the flag on their 50-yard line out there in Raleigh. I don't have any issue with it. But at the same time, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when the opposing team says, you're not doing that. Don't be surprised, right? We're going to take your flag, which is what J.J. Jones did, and he stinking chucked it into the stands because he said you're not going to do that. Hey, look, I don't have a problem with NC State. They won. Do what you do. But at the same time, don't be surprised when the team whose field you're on is not just allowing you to plant your flag there. And then next thing you know, after he chucks the flag, that's when everybody starts trying to square up and everything. And I do have an issue with that. I got an issue with that, of course. But I don't have an issue with you saying, hey, we got y'all. We got y'all. Now, like I said, I'm just talking from a college sports fan, a former football player myself, a guy who loves competition. And because I love competition and the type of people that I grew up with, man, that's what we did. We talked crap. That's what we did, man. We talked crap. And, you know, there's some times where you're going to hang your head. And then there's some times where you're going to flex on people. And guess what? That's what makes the wins great. And that's what makes the losses so stinking painful, bro. Because you have so much invested into this thing. You know, people, you know, when you talk about people who love the game, they're passionate about the game that they're playing. You know, for me personally, and most of the people that I grew up with, and even the people I played against that weren't even at my same school, right? There was trash talking, man. That's what we did because we were proud of the name on the front of our uniform. We were proud of our last name. And when somebody got somebody and somebody's dad was up in the stand saying, that's my stinking boy, you know, you can't help but get some stinking pride about you and, you know, let the other team know. And it almost strikes a little bit of fear in a lot of these people's stinking minds, too. There's a psychological effect that goes into, you know, a guy who is confident. Because just because you are flexing on somebody or something like that does not make you cocky, right? I personally believe that. I don't think that that's necessarily cocky. I think it's confidence. Now, there is a fine line here that you can obviously overstep that into being cocky. The cocky guy is the guy who talks just off the jump. He's just starting to run his stinking mouth, which I experienced that all throughout high school, man. All throughout high school, I'd line up in the slot, and somebody across from me would start running their mouth. You know, I don't even need to tell you the things that they're saying, you know, I don't know. I got the white boy. Hey, bet. Let's stinking go, bro. And guess what? As soon as I break them ankles, I'm letting you stinking know. And the next time you line up on me and you're playing 10, 15 yards deep because you're trying to keep me in front of you now, guess what? I'm letting you stinking know because now I'm in your head. And I don't have a problem with that at all. I can't stress that enough. So I think trash talking is good as long as it doesn't become physical. And I think trash talking is good as long as you can back it up. If you're riding the pine, bro, you should not be running off at the mouth. Okay, I'm talking about people that are making plays, right? Offensive lineman pancakes somebody, hey, talk a little stinking trash. Defensive tackle absolutely just embarrasses the offensive guard and gets to the quarterback. Guess what? Talk a little bit of trash. Flex on them, stinking move on to the next play, and let's stinking keep it moving. So, you let me know what you think about trash talk down in the comment section. Tar Heel Nation, Wolfpack Nation, college football and college basketball nation. Am I onto something, bro? Am I being unreasonable? Huh? Am I being a punk because I meet you in the hole and get the better of you and I give you a little flex? Is that me being a punk? Or am I just being a competitor? Am I being a daggum Spartan, you know, here in the middle of this field and I love this game and I want to win and I want to compete, and by winning this game, I have to go through you. It's you versus me. It's us versus them. And when you got daggone all that testosterone right there in the middle of the stinking field, hey man, it's civilized warfare. That's really what I believe football is. And to a certain extent, you could even, extend that out to basketball, even though it's not nearly as physical. So, you let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you on the next one. College football, college basketball nation. Go Heels, baby.